The small research station on Europa shook as Dr. Allison Wright rushed to the main control room. Red warning lights flashed across every screen. Her heart pounded as she pushed through the door. "What's happening?" she asked, brushing her blonde hair from her face. Paul Garcia, her lead technician, pointed at the main display. Something big just entered the solar system. Multiple objects, moving fast. Allison leaned forward, studying the energy readings. They didn't match any known human ships. "Call Earth immediately. Use the secure channel." Within minutes, the faces of NASA officials and United Earth Space Command generals filled the screens around her. General Howard looked grim. "We've been tracking them too, Doctor. They're not responding to any of our signals." Allison shared her team's findings. Based on their speed and energy output, these aren't natural objects. They're ships. Advanced ones. An argument broke out among the officials. Some wanted to welcome the visitors, others prepared for the worst. In the end, caution won. "We're sending the Defiant to observe," General Howard said. "Captain Daniels has orders to keep his distance and not engage." The experimental ship Defiant was the fastest vessel humans had built. Even so, it would take 12 hours to reach Europa from its position near Mars. Allison's team worked through the night, gathering data as the strange ships moved closer. They counted 5 vessels of different sizes, all heading straight for the outer planets. "They're scanning everything," Paul said, watching the readings. "Jupiter, Saturn's moons, and they're particularly interested in our station." Allison nodded. "Let's try to talk to them." Standard greeting protocol. Her communications officer, Megan Lewis, sent the carefully crafted message of peace that scientists had prepared decades ago for first contact. It contained basic mathematics, hydrogen atom diagrams, and simple greetings in multiple languages. At first, nothing happened. Then one of the alien ships, larger than the others, changed course. It moved directly toward Europa. "They're responding," Megan said excitedly. The alien ship approached slowly. It was beautiful. A sleek, silvery craft with glowing blue lines across its hull. "Energy spike," Paul suddenly shouted. "There." A blinding flash filled all their screens. The research station rocked violently. Alarms blared as oxygen began to leak from multiple sections. "They fired on us." Allison grabbed the console to stay upright. "Seal all emergency bulkheads. Get everyone to the escape pods." The attack continued. With each blast, more systems failed. Through the chaos, Allison managed to maintain the connection to Earth. "They attacked without provocation," she reported, her voice steady despite her fear. "This isn't a misunderstanding. They knew exactly what they were doing." General Howard's face had gone pale. "Get your people out now, Doctor. That's an order." As her team rushed to the escape pods, Allison stayed behind to send all their data to Earth. The station wouldn't last much longer. On her screen, she could see the alien ships now moving toward Earth. Before the connection failed, she heard the aliens broadcast a message that Earth's computers had managed to translate. "Primitive species detected, unworthy of assimilation. Mark for cleansing and resource extraction." The final escape pod launched just as the research station collapsed. From the small viewport, Allison watched Europa grow smaller. The beautiful alien ships continued their path toward her home planet, their intentions now clear. In Earth's orbit, Captain Eric Daniels received new orders. The Defiant would no longer be observing from a distance. Humanity's first contact with alien life had turned into a fight for survival. Somewhere in a classified facility, deep beneath the Nevada desert, an alarm sounded. Project Thunderbolt was being activated ahead of schedule. The last hope for Earth was about to be unleashed. Deep under the Nevada desert, Kate Miller wiped sweat from her forehead as she checked the final systems on the ship that had consumed 10 years of her life. Project Thunderbolt wasn't supposed to launch for another 6 months. Now they had hours. The underground hangar was massive, built to hide the true nature of their work from spy satellites. Overhead lights reflected off the sleek hull of the vessel, officially named UESC Retribution. Unlike other human ships with their bulky designs, this one looked almost alive with its smooth curves and dark metal skin. "How close are we?" General Frank Clark asked, walking across the hangar floor. His uniform was perfectly pressed despite being awake for 36 hours straight. Kate pulled herself out from under a control panel. "The main systems are online. Weapons are at 87%. The shadow drive is working, but I can't guarantee for how long." The general nodded. "That'll have to do. The Zith'Ari patrol destroyed 3 more outposts. We're out of time." Kate wanted to argue, to demand more testing, but the images from Europa were still fresh in her mind. The aliens had shown no mercy. "Who's flying her?" she asked. "Commander Peter Zhao is on his way from the Mars Defense Force." Kate frowned. "Zhao, the guy who disobeyed orders during the colonial riots." "The same. He saved 200 lives that day, even if his methods were creative." General Clark checked his watch. "His shuttle lands in 20 minutes. Get your team ready for briefing." The next hour passed in a blur. Kate watched as the crew assembled in the hangar's command center. They were the best in their fields, but they'd never worked together before. Commander Zhao arrived last. He was shorter than Kate expected, with intense eyes that seemed to notice everything. He wore a standard flight suit with Mars Defense Force patches still on the shoulders. "Nice ship," he said, looking through the window at the Retribution. "Does it work?" Kate stepped forward. "It works. The question is whether you can handle it." For a moment they stared at each other. Then Zhao smiled slightly. "I read your file, Dr. Miller. Graduated MIT at 19. Turned down jobs at every major tech company to work for the government. I'm curious why." Before Kate could answer, General Clark called the room to attention. The large screen on the wall showed the solar system with 5 red dots moving toward Earth. "The Zith'Ari patrol is here. Their main fleet is believed to be here." He pointed to a location beyond Pluto. "Your mission is to intercept the patrol before they can report back. Show them humanity is not an easy target." A tall woman with dark skin raised her hand. "Sir, I'm Olivia Reeves, weapons specialist. What exactly can this ship do against 5 alien vessels?" Kate pressed a button on her tablet. A hologram of the Retribution appeared, highlighting different systems. "The ship is built using technology we recovered from Antarctica in 2082. We've reversed engineered most of it and improved what we could understand." She pointed to different sections. Adaptive shields that grow stronger with each hit, a quantum cascade weapon system that targets molecular bonds, and a shadow drive that hides our energy signature. A young man with glasses spoke up. "I'm John Martinez, AI Systems. You're saying we have alien tech on our side?" General Clark nodded. "We do. But remember, this ship has never been in actual combat." "Who's coming with us?" Commander Zhao asked. "A minimal crew. You, Reeves for weapons, Martinez for AI systems, and Sam Fletcher for navigation." "I'm coming too," Kate said firmly. General Clark started to object. "Regulations say." "Nobody knows this ship like I do," Kate interrupted. "If something goes wrong, you need me on board." Commander Zhao studied her face, then turned to the general. "She's right. We need her." The general finally nodded. "Fine. You launch in 90 minutes. The lunar base is ready to open for your exit." As the others prepared, Kate took one last look at the Retribution. She had built it to explore the stars. Now it was humanity's best hope for survival. The Retribution rose silently from its hidden lunar base. No flames or bright engine flares marked its departure. Instead, a soft blue glow surrounded the ship as it slipped into the darkness of space. Commander Zhao sat in the captain's chair studying the unfamiliar controls. The bridge was unlike any he had seen before. Instead of rows of stations, 5 seats formed a circle around a central holographic display. Each position connected directly to the ship's systems. Shadow drive functioning at full capacity, Sam Fletcher reported from the navigation station. The young pilot had never flown anything close to the Retribution's capabilities. His fingers moved quickly over the controls, making small adjustments. We're invisible to standard sensors. Kate Miller watched from the engineering station as power flowed through systems she had designed but never tested in real space. Keep the speed under 60%. We don't know how the drive will hold up under stress. Zhao frowned. We need to reach Saturn before the Zitheri complete their scans. Push it to 75%. That could burn out the... I understand the risks, Dr. Miller. Zhao interrupted. But if we're too late, none of this matters. Kate wanted to argue, but saw the determination in his eyes. She nodded and adjusted the power settings. The ship surged forward, faster than any human vessel had traveled before. For 6 hours, they moved through space in tense silence. John Martinez monitored the AI systems, occasionally whispering to the ship's computer. Olivia Reeves ran simulation after simulation on the weapons. I've never seen anything like this quantum cascade system, she said. The targeting is incredible, but I have no idea how it will affect different materials. That's because it doesn't affect materials, Kate explained. It targets the molecular bonds themselves. In theory, it should work on anything. In theory, Zhao repeated. Let's hope the theory holds up. A holographic display suddenly flashed red. Sam leaned forward. 5 ships detected near Saturn's rings. It's them. The display showed the alien vessels moving methodically through the ring system, scanning everything in their path. They haven't seen us yet, John said, checking the sensors. The shadow drive is working. Commander Zhao stood and walked around the display, studying the alien formation. We need a plan. Ideas. Sam pointed to a dense section of the rings. We could use these for cover. Approach from behind. Olivia shook her head. Too slow. I say we go straight in, hit them before they know what's happening. And if our weapons don't work? John asked. Then we die quick instead of slow, Olivia replied with a grim smile. Before Joe could decide, the display changed. One of the smaller alien ships had broken formation and was moving in their direction. They've detected something, Kate said, checking their systems. The shadow drive is still working, but they might have other sensor types we don't understand. Zhao returned to his chair. No more time for planning. If they report our position, we lose the advantage of surprise. He looked at each crew member. Battle stations. We're going in. The Retribution surged forward, shadow drive still engaged. As they approached, the alien scout ship sent out pulses of energy, searching. They're using some kind of quantum radar, John reported. They'll find us any second. Zhao nodded. Drop the shadow drive. Open communications. The blue glow around the ship faded as they revealed themselves. On the main screen, a strange, multi-eyed face appeared. The alien had greenish skin and no visible mouth. It clicked and hissed in an unknown language. The ship's computer translated. Unidentified vessel. You enter restricted space. Prepare for inspection or destruction. Zhao stood, facing the screen. This is Commander Peter Zhao of Earth. You attacked our research station on Europa without provocation. You will answer for this act of war. The alien's eyes blinked in sequence. When it spoke again, its tone changed to something like amusement. Earth vessel. Primitive creatures playing with technology beyond their understanding. Your species is marked for cleansing. Surrender now for quick death. Zhao looked at Olivia. Target the scout ship. Show them what primitive creatures can do. Olivia's fingers danced across her weapons console. Target locked. Quantum cascade at minimum power. We don't know what this will do. The alien scout ship fired first. A beam of bright green energy shot toward the Retribution. Brace for impact, Zhao shouted. Instead of the expected explosion, the beam hit the ship's shields and seemed to spread across them like water. The bridge lights flickered but stayed on. Shields holding at 92%, Kate reported, surprised. They're adapting to the energy signature. Just like we hoped, John added. The more they hit us, the stronger our shields become. The alien commander's face showed confusion. He barked orders, and the scout ship fired again. This time, multiple beams hit the Retribution from different angles. Shields at 85%, but stabilizing. Kate said, "They're learning the pattern faster now." Zhao nodded to Olivia. "Return fire." She pressed the main weapon's control. A pulse of blue-white energy formed at the front of the ship. It wasn't a beam or a missile, but something that looked almost like a ripple in space itself. The pulse hit the alien scout ship. For a second, nothing happened. Then the vessel simply came apart, not in a fiery explosion, but in pieces that drifted apart, as if the connections between them had vanished. Everyone on the bridge stared in shocked silence. "Did we just?" Sam began. "Yes," Kate whispered. The quantum cascade worked exactly as designed. It disrupted the molecular bonds holding their ship together. The main screen showed the other 4 Zithari ships changing formation. They were now moving quickly toward the Retribution, weapons charging. "They look angry," John said. The largest ship fired first. This time the beam was red and much more powerful. The Retribution rocked violently. "Shields at 60%, Kate shouted. That was some kind of different technology. Suddenly small lights appeared all over the bridge. They formed into floating metal spheres with multiple arms. "Boarding drones." Zhao pulled a sidearm from under his chair. They teleported them directly through our shields. John touched his console quickly, activating internal defense system. Small panels opened in the walls and floor. Pulses of energy shot out, hitting each drone. Like the scout ship before them, the drones simply fell apart into harmless pieces. "The AI defense system works," John said with relief. "No more drones detected on any deck." Outside, the 3 smaller Zithari ships surrounded the Retribution, firing continuously. The shields glowed brighter with each hit. "Shields stabilizing at 40%, Kate reported. "The adaptive system is working, but that big ship has weapons we didn't anticipate." Zhao turned to Sam. "We need to break their formation. Can you get us through Saturn's rings?" Sam looked uncertain. "That's incredibly dangerous. The ice chunks could hit us at." "Can you do it?" Zhao interrupted. Sam took a deep breath and nodded. "Yes, sir." "Then do it. Olivia, target all 3 smaller ships as soon as we're in position." The Retribution surged forward, racing toward the dense band of ice and rock that formed Saturn's rings. The alien ships followed, still firing. Sam's hands moved with incredible speed over his controls. The ship twisted and turned, narrowly missing massive chunks of ice. Behind them, one of the alien ships clipped a large rock and spun out of control. "Almost there," Sam said through gritted teeth. 5 more seconds. The ship shot upward, emerging from the rings directly behind the 2 remaining smaller ships. The large command ship was still below them, trying to navigate the debris. "Now," Zhao ordered. Olivia fired the quantum cascade at full power. This time, it split into multiple pulses. Both smaller ships came apart instantly, their pieces floating away into Saturn's orbit. 2 left, Zhao said. The damaged one and the command ship. The damaged Zithari vessel tried to flee, but Olivia targeted it with a quick burst. It joined the others as drifting fragments. Only the command ship remained. It emerged from the rings, weapons glowing with deadly energy. "They're charging something big," Kate warned. "Power readings are off the charts." Commander Zhao stood tall. "Target their main weapon. End this." The Zithari command ship glowed with building energy. Its size dwarfed the Retribution, casting a shadow across the human vessel. The front of the alien ship split open like a flower, revealing a massive cannon. "They're putting everything they have into this shot," Kate warned. Her hands moved quickly across her controls. "Our shields won't hold against that, even with the adaptive system." Olivia targeted the cannon with the quantum cascade. ready to fire. Wait, Zhao ordered, surprising everyone. Open a channel first. John looked confused, but followed the order. Channel open. The alien commander appeared on screen again. His multi-eyed face showed what might have been fear or anger. It was hard to tell with such a different species. This is your final warning, Joe said calmly. Power down your weapons and retreat. The alien made a sound like harsh laughter. One lucky primitive ship cannot defeat the might of the Zithari Dominion. We will destroy you, then bring our Armada to cleanse your world. Zhao stood from his chair and stepped closer to the screen. You've lost 4 ships in less than 10 minutes. Your patrol was supposed to be elite. What will your leaders think when they learn of this failure? The alien commander paused. For the first time, he seemed uncertain. I offer you mercy, Zhao continued. Return to your fleet. Tell them Earth is not defenseless. Tell them what happened here today. What human magic is this? The alien demanded. No species has ever destroyed Zithari warships so easily. Kate stepped forward to join Zhao. It's not magic. It's human ingenuity. We found one of your crashed ships years ago. We studied it, improved it, and built this. The alien's eyes widened. Impossible. No primitive species could understand our technology, much less improve it. Yet here we are, Zhao said simply. You have a choice. Die here, or carry our message back to your leaders. The massive cannon on the alien ship still glowed, but it hadn't fired. The commander seemed to be considering his options. Sam whispered to John, Are they actually going to retreat? 4 minutes until their weapon reaches full charge, Olivia reported quietly. We need to decide now. The alien commander spoke again. What message do you wish delivered, human? Earth is off limits, Zhao said firmly. Any ship that enters our solar system with hostile intent will be destroyed. Any attack on our world will be met with the full force of our defenses. The alien was silent for a long moment. Then it made a gesture with its upper limbs. The cannon began to close, its glow fading. This battle is yours, humans, but you have no concept of what forces you have provoked. The Dominion spans thousands of worlds. Our Armada contains ships that would make this patrol seem like insects. Zhao's face remained calm. Then you have thousands of worlds to retreat to. We only have one, and we will defend it. The alien ship began to turn away. Energy built up around it in a different pattern than their weapons. They're preparing for a jump, Kate said. Some kind of faster-than-light travel. Before the ship disappeared, the alien commander sent one final message. We will return, humans, and not alone. In a flash of light, the command ship vanished, leaving only floating debris from the other vessels. The bridge of the Retribution was silent. Then Sam let out a whoop of joy. We did it. We actually beat them. Olivia collapsed back in her chair. I can't believe it worked. Don't celebrate yet, Zhao cautioned. We just sent a wounded animal back to its pack. Their full armada will come next. Kate checked the ship's systems. At least we know our technology works. The quantum cascade exceeded expectations. The shields too. John looked at the debris floating around them. Should we collect samples for study? Zhao nodded. Get what you can, then set course for Earth. We need to prepare them for what's coming. As the Retribution moved among the remains of the alien ships, Kate couldn't help but feel a mix of pride and fear. They had won this battle against impossible odds. But the war was just beginning. The Retribution returned to Earth orbit 3 days later. News of their victory had traveled ahead of them. Despite efforts to keep the mission classified, rumors spread quickly through military channels. By the time they docked at the orbital station, the crew were already being called heroes. Commander Zhao looked out the viewport at the blue planet below. Keep the celebrations quiet. We won a battle, not the war. Armed guards met them at the airlock and escorted them to a secure conference room. The walls were lined with screens showing military and government officials from around the world. General Clark sat at the head of the table, his face showing both pride and worry. "Well done," he said simply. "Tell us everything." For 2 hours, the crew detailed their encounter. Kate explained the performance of the ship's systems. Olivia showed footage of the quantum cascade weapon. Sam described the maneuvers through Saturn's rings. John reported on the alien communications and technology they had observed. When they finished, the room was silent. Finally, an older woman in a United Nations uniform spoke. "What is your assessment of the threat, Commander Zhao?" "Severe," he replied without hesitation. "The Zithari will return with a much larger force. They cannot allow a primitive species to defeat them. It would undermine their control of other worlds." "Other worlds?" someone asked. "You believe they control an empire?" Kate activated a small device on the table. A hologram appeared showing data they had recovered from the debris. Their ships contained records of hundreds of conquered species. The Zithari strip planets of resources and enslave or destroy the inhabitants. Dr. Laura Bennett, a xenobiologist who had been studying the alien remains, stepped forward. "These aren't just invaders. They're a collective of subjugated species controlled by a central hive mind. The commander we saw was just a drone with higher functions." She showed images of the alien biological systems. They connect their conquered species to the hive through technological implants. The ones we defeated were just an extension of something much larger. General Clark looked grim. "How long do we have?" John checked his notes. "Based on their communications, the main fleet is somewhere beyond Pluto. If they travel at the same speed as the patrol ships, we have 6 months at most." The screens erupted with voices. Some officials argued for attempting peace negotiations. Others demanded immediate military buildup. A few even suggested evacuation plans for humanity's best and brightest. Through the chaos, Kate sat quietly, studying the data from the retribution. When the arguments died down, she stood. "We have a chance," she said. "The Retribution's technology works. We can build more ships." "In 6 months," someone scoffed. "Impossible." "Not with conventional methods," Kate agreed. "But we have automated orbital factories designed for asteroid mining. We can repurpose them to build ships. We already have the plans. We just need the resources and authorization." She displayed a projection. 20 ships in 6 months. Not an armada, but enough to make them think twice. General Clark turned to the UN representative. "We need a unanimous vote. Every nation must contribute resources." The woman nodded. "I'll convene an emergency session tonight." As the meeting ended, Zhao pulled Kate aside. 20 ships won't be enough if their armada is as large as they claim." Kate smiled slightly. "I know, but I also know we can improve the quantum cascade technology. Make it more powerful, able to affect multiple targets simultaneously. You didn't mention that in there." "Better to underpromise and overdeliver," Kate said. "Besides, I need you and the crew for something else." Zhao raised an eyebrow. "What?" "The Retribution is still our best ship. While the factories build the fleet, we should be out there gathering intelligence, maybe even finding allies." "Allies? If the Zithari have conquered other worlds, there might be resistance. Other species fighting back. We could find them." Zhao considered this. "It's risky. We barely survived 1 patrol." "But worth it," Kate insisted. "We can't just wait for them to come to us." Outside the conference room, the rest of the crew waited anxiously. Earth's fate now hung in the balance, dependent on decisions made in rooms just like this around the world. 6 months passed quickly. The orbital factories worked day and night, constructing ships based on the Retribution design. Kate's team made continuous improvements to the weapons and shield systems. What had seemed impossible became reality through human determination. Admiral Zhao, newly promoted, stood on the bridge of the Retribution, watching as 19 other ships formed up around his vessel. Each one gleamed in the sunlight, sleek and deadly. The sight filled him with pride and hope. "Fleet reports ready, Admiral," Sam said from his navigation station. "Now, Lieutenant Fletcher," He had trained dozens of new pilots for the defense fleet. Zhao nodded. Open channel to all ships. John, now head of fleet communications, pressed a few controls. Channel open. Sir. Zhao took a deep breath. This is Admiral Zhao to all vessels. Long-range sensors have detected the Zithari Armada approaching Neptune. Intelligence estimates over 3,000 ships. We are outnumbered, but not outmatched. He paused, looking at each member of his original crew. 6 months ago, the Retribution stood alone against what the Zithari called an elite patrol. We showed them humanity is not easy prey. Today, we show them humanity will not be conquered. Across the fleet, officers and crew listened intently. Many had never seen combat. They had trained using simulations based on the Retribution's battle data. We have the advantage of better technology and the ultimate motivation, the survival of our world and everyone we love. Remember your training. Trust your ships. Trust each other. Kate, now Fleet Engineering Commander, worked at her station making final adjustments to the quantum cascade network. The improved system could now link all 20 ships into a single weapons platform if needed. We will deploy at Neptune's orbit, Zhao continued. The planet's magnetic field will enhance our weapons' effectiveness by 18% according to calculations. Questions? There were none. Every captain knew the plan. They had rehearsed it countless times. Then let's move out. For Earth. The fleet accelerated away from Earth orbit, 20 ships moving as one. Behind them, the planet had changed dramatically in 6 months. Former enemies worked together, pooling resources and knowledge against the common threat. For the first time in history, humanity stood truly united. 3 days later, they reached Neptune's orbit and took up their positions. The massive blue planet loomed behind them, its storms swirling endlessly. Contact, Olivia reported. Now weapons chief for the entire fleet, she monitored all defense systems, multiple signatures approaching from Sector 7. On the main screen, dots appeared. First dozens, then hundreds, finally thousands. The Zithari Armada had arrived. Their ships varied in size from small fighters to massive carriers larger than anything humans had built. They're launching smaller vessels, John reported, forming attack groups. Zhao remained calm. Hold positions. Let them come to us. The main screen changed to show the Zithari Supreme Commander. Unlike the patrol commander they had faced before, this alien was larger, with more eyes and ornate markings on its skin. Humans, it said, the translation coming through clearly. Your defiance ends today. Your stolen technology cannot save you. Surrender your world, and we may allow some of your species to serve the Dominion. Zhao stood. We've studied your records from the patrol ships. We know what service means to the Zithari. Earth will not submit. The Supreme Commander's eyes blinked in sequence. Then you choose extinction. How fitting that your primitive species will die in sight of your system's ice giant. We're receiving a transmission from all Zithari ships simultaneously, John said suddenly. It's some kind of command signal. Kate looked up from her station. It's the hive mind. They're coordinating the entire fleet as one entity. Can we disrupt it? Zhao asked. Kate smiled slightly. That's exactly what our improved quantum cascade is designed to do. The Supreme Commander continued speaking, unaware of this exchange. Your pathetic fleet will be destroyed in minutes. Then we will take your world. Zhao met the alien's gaze steadily. You're welcome to try. The Zithari struck first. Hundreds of energy beams shot toward the human fleet, lighting up space like a deadly light show. Shields holding, Olivia reported as the Retribution rocked slightly. Adaptive systems working across all ships. Admiral Zhao nodded. Begin Phase 1. The 20 human ships split into 5 groups, each taking a different position around Neptune. The Zithari fleet followed, breaking into smaller attack formations. They're trying to surround us, Sam warned. Let them, Zhao replied calmly. Kate, status on the quantum cascade network. Kate checked her systems. Ready. Neptune's magnetic field is enhancing the signal just as we predicted. From his station, John monitored the alien communications. The hive mind is directing each attack group separately but coordinating them all. It's impressive. And their weakness, Zhao said. Lieutenant Reeves, target their command ship. The Retribution surged forward, directly toward the massive vessel at the center of the Zithari fleet. 5 alien cruisers moved to intercept. They're protecting their supreme commander, Sam noted. As expected, Zhao said. Phase 2. The human fleet suddenly changed course, moving in perfect unison. Smaller ships drew away the cruisers while the Retribution and 2 other vessels continued toward the command ship. The Zithari responded with overwhelming firepower. 3 human ships were hit hard, their shields flaring bright blue as they absorbed the energy. Martinez, status of those ships? Zhao asked. John checked quickly. Shields at 30%, but holding. They're continuing the mission. The battle spread across Neptune's orbit, ships weaving between each other in a deadly dance. Human vessels moved with surprising agility, their advanced technology making up for their smaller numbers. We're in position, Kate announced. All ships report ready for synchronized cascade. Zhao took a deep breath. Activate the network. Kate pressed her hand against the console. Quantum cascade network active in 3, 2, 1. Across all 20 human ships, the quantum cascade weapon powered up simultaneously. Instead of firing directly at the alien vessels, the energy formed a web pattern between the human ships, creating a sphere that surrounded a large portion of the Zithari fleet. Energy pattern stable, Kate reported, targeting the hive mind frequency. On the main screen, the Zithari Supreme Commander suddenly clutched its head. Its many eyes widened in what looked like pain. What is this? It demanded. What are you doing? Breaking your control, Zhao answered simply. Throughout the Zithari fleet, confusion spread. Ships stopped firing. Some drifted aimlessly. Others began moving in random patterns. It's working, Kate exclaimed. The cascade is disrupting their hive mind connection. John monitored the alien communications. They're in chaos. Some ships are still receiving orders, but most have lost contact with the Supreme Commander. The massive command ship fired desperately at the Retribution. The shields flared but held. Their flagship still has individual control, Olivia reported. Should I target it directly? No, Zhao said. Hold position. He opened a channel to the Supreme Commander. The alien looked different now, less confident, almost afraid. Your hive mind has been temporarily disrupted, Zhao explained. We could destroy your entire fleet right now, but that's not our goal. The Supreme Commander hissed. What do you want, human? The same thing I wanted 6 months ago. Leave Earth space, never return, and free the worlds you've enslaved. Impossible. The Dominion can't. The Dominion just learned it cannot defeat us. Zhao interrupted. Make your choice. Retreat and reform, or be destroyed here today. For a long moment, the Supreme Commander was silent. Around its flagship, the Zithari fleet drifted in disarray. Finally, the alien made a gesture of submission. We will withdraw. All ships, Zhao pressed. All ships, the Supreme Commander confirmed. But know this, human. The galaxy will hear of this day, of how Earth stood against the Dominion, and won. As the Zithari fleet began to retreat, cheers erupted across the human vessels. Kate smiled at Zhao. We did it. For now, he cautioned, but there was pride in his voice. Sam looked out at the stars beyond Neptune. What happens next, Admiral? Zhao watched as the last alien ships disappeared into the darkness of space. Next, we explore the galaxy, find those other species, build alliances, and if the Zithari return, John asked. Then humanity will be ready, Zhao said simply. But today, Earth can celebrate. We've earned it. As the fleet turned homeward, Kate looked at Neptune's blue surface below them. Humanity had faced its greatest challenge and survived. Not just survived, triumphed. The stars no longer seemed like a threat, but a promise. A new chapter for the human race had begun.